At the Pentagon, starting us off again tonight on this story. Jim, thanks. And this Bergdahl story has followed the president here to Europe. He will continue to face questions about it. Our chief White House correspondent, political director Chuck Todd, traveling with the president tonight. He's in Paris prior to traveling here tomorrow. And Chuck, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. You know, we still haven't heard a clear explanation from aides traveling with the president about why the White House story changed today, other than chalking it up to media leaks. But the president himself is standing firm behind every part of his decision, including keeping Congress out of the loop. At the G7 in Brussels today, the president again stood firmly behind his decision.
I make absolutely no apologies for making sure that we get back a young man to his parents, and that the American people understand that this is somebody's child.
And he echoed previous statements that Sergeant Bergdahl's failing health was the reason for the secrecy and speed of the mission.
We had a prisoner of war whose health had deteriorated, and we were deeply concerned about, and we saw an opportunity, and we seized it.
For his part, the president was dismissive of his critics and the political firestorm that's erupted.
I'm never surprised by controversies that are whipped up in Washington. I think it was important for people to understand that this is not some abstraction. This is not a political football.
It's become a distraction on this trip from the president's mission to keep European allies united in opposing Russia's attempts to influence the political direction in Ukraine. All this leaves European allies who have strong economic ties with Russia trying to placate both Presidents Obama and Putin. French President Hollande went so far as to host back-to-back dinners this evening. The first one with President Obama, and a few hours later, a separate one with Putin. Putin tried to make light of being uninvited to the G7 talks earlier today, simply offering the Russian version of bon appétit. Tomorrow, one more awkward moment coming to the town where you are, Brian. President Obama, Putin, and Putin's newest adversary, the incoming Ukrainian president, will all be together at the D-Day ceremonies.
Chuck Todd in Paris tonight. Chuck, we'll see you here tomorrow. And following his remarks at the cemetery here tomorrow.